Make it special. Make it Maloney.
Segment 17.
Yep.
Episode 17.
Is it really?
Yeah. We're going to have to actually start to renumber them so we don't seem like we're old people. Imagine I'm like, segment 265. Hi, Karen. We'll do like volume 1, issue 2, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Very excited about our guest sitting right across from me.
I am too.
Christopher Kelly, the Director of Marketing for Tritec Real Estate.
Yes.
Welcome. He's got to learn to come closer to the mic, or we're not going to make this work. There he goes. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, you know, I used to be in real estate. I did a segment on this last time, and so I love real estate. I love media. It's a perfect match here. What I love about what you guys do when you bring a new project to town is you use media. You use it in a really cool way. An example of that, and we'll get to the project here in Port Jeff, is what you did in Patchogue. You built this wonderful village, all positive things I heard personally from it and in the press. This wonderful new village that takes a town that 20 years ago was, quite honestly, almost on the verge of collapse, whatever that was, 20, 25 years ago. And now it's as vibrant a town that Suffolk County has.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I think your company has a lot to be
restaurants,
credited in that vibrancy.
Yeah, it was a really interesting project. When we started there was 50% vacancy of the retail on Main Street, and we invested $110 million into the village of Patchogue. And since that time, there's been an additional $257 million of investment into the village.
It's unbelievable.
So it's really come a long way. That sort of development begets more activity, economic activity, and it was a really great project for us and for the village, I think.
Why did it take Long Island, certain Long Island towns, but almost a lot of Long Island so long to figure that out? Were we truly that bedroom community that never thought that we would need this vibrancy investment? It just seemed like it took a long time for us to catch on to this concept.
I think there's some level of fear involved. There's people worry about the queensification of things, and then I think that there's
Wait a minute, is that a word?
Queensification on Long Island. On Long Island, I think it's a real
I knew
word.
you didn't know what that meant.
No.
So that,
I'm not going to ask.
it kind of.
You guys are both, he uses big words too, and I just sit here and I'm like, yeah, it sounds good to me.
I don't know why it wasn't the Brooklynization, but
well, right now you'd love to have the Brooklynization of anything.
Yes,
know?
you would. Yes, you would.
Oh,
very vibrant.
Queensification.
Got it? I knew you didn't get it. That's why I stopped.
Right. Yeah, all right.
So yeah, fear. The word is fear.
Yeah.
Not in my backyard, if I may, because Long Island is famous for that. Not in my backyard. And you have some examples of that too.
Yes.
Not in my backyard.
Yeah.
But thank God that mayors, and look, we'll talk openly, the mayor of Patchogue, the mayor of Port Jefferson are open-minded to saying, if we don't do this, our younger people are leaving, right? That had to be a big part of it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And the vibrancy of the economy, specifically because of the internet. See, what I love about Patchogue is you're building businesses that are in some ways internet impervious. Yeah, the restaurants. Yeah, it's entertainment, but it's internet impervious.
Yeah, the retail as a sector overall is going through a very interesting time, and you'll see changes in what's going to be in storefronts, sizes of storefronts. They talk about Best Buy, and Best Buy being, they have 60,000 square foot footprint or something like that, and they sell way more online, but they sell 30% more where a Best Buy is in a community. So if there's a radius around an actual physical store, they sell more on the internet around that store. So they have to find the balance, just like every retailer has to find the balance of, what level of internet
maximization.
Versus, what level of physical footprint.
Right. So that's a part I never realized that. That's pretty cool to know that you can still have a physical presence and do great online business, specifically because I guess people feel the trust factor on that.
And you see Target, Walmart, Best Buy, they all have these newer, smaller footprints that they, so it just fits in with their arsenal of
Right.
whatever it is they bring to each individual community. And then, so like you were saying about restaurants, though, restaurants are impervious to
Right. Strictly brick and mortar.
experiential.
Yeah, experiential is the word. Big word too. Before we get to Port Jeff, give us an idea, or give our audience an idea of the size and scope of that project in Patchogue. And we just got the numbers, but how many people inhabit there and square footage?
Well, it was 291 apartments and 45,000 square feet of retail and 18,000 square feet of office. The office is full. The apartments are over 95% leased, and the retail is about halfway there. I'm not entirely sure about the full number of residents, but
Right, nor
it's a
could
good
you.
amount of people.
Yeah, nor could you be, yes, because everybody's got a different amount of people in the household. But what I loved, when we did some media for the Taste Of event in Patchogue, I was interviewing young single people to over 70, I think the one woman was, and equally as happy and
living
it was awesome.
living in the new
Living
the
there.
new
Yep.
the new spaces there.
Yep, truly. What would you call that? The economic integration or demographic?
Yeah, well, I guess you know what it is that we've, sort of when we entered in, we used to be medical and office space. That's what we used to build, medical, office, industrial. And as we moved, we saw in the 2000s that things were going to have to change, and we were going to have to move into that more mixed use and residential type projects because it was needed. We went organizationally around to some of the most vibrant places that are in America right now. Like the Colorados and the Brooklyns. To see what was changing and what was what you saw going on there, and those, the things that we saw, the mixed use, like in Maryland, you see that a lot too.
Yeah.
That Long Island was going to need projects like that to move us forward. So,
Definitely.
So then we started working on New Village and the design of it, and then when you look at it, it's it's sort of a horseshoe around the block, but it has all these different roof lines and window lines and facades and stuff like that to break it up and help it keep it in character with
Right, so
the
it
village.
doesn't look like
Yeah.
look like that typical skyscraper kind of.
When I look at it, I was just there yesterday. I don't know where the beginning or the end is, and it's intriguing. It's not a box
Right.
at all. It's really intriguing, even on sometimes taking on a European flair. I just love it. But what I really love is what I noticed, what I just talked to you about off the air, was again stores being filled up and staying filled up, and different types of businesses going in, both services, retail, restaurants, entertainment type services. And so that's fantastic. So that brings us right over. Now let's get from the South Shore right here to the North Shore. You have a project here that's well underway. We covered the grand opening of that with the mayor, or the groundbreaking, I should call.
Right.
Grand opening we'll get to.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Tell us about that project.
So right now, it is well underway. I guess we have the subsurface slab all poured. 30% of the surface slab, I think, is poured, and we'll be doing framing over the next 2 months.
Now, it's the Shipyard at Port Jefferson, which is located directly across. We're looking at
from the
it.
Port Jefferson
Yeah.
Harbor,
Yeah.
the marina.
So the location, let's start there. Second to none. I mean,
Yeah, your views would be very similar to what you're seeing out the window right now, which is fantastic.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I happen to think that Port Jeff has some of the best sunsets. I grew up on Long Island, so I spent a lot of time in this village, and this is really phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get up on that. There's going to be a rooftop deck that you can hang out and check
That's
out
great.
that, and I can't wait to get
Right.
up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
And so I always use the kind of the words that I think one of the people in your company, might have even been you, that used it as at the press conference. You said, rental as a choice of living. And I don't think Long Islanders ever thought that way. If you were renting, and I'm going to be blunt here, you were this category. If you owned, you were category here. Perception was you had to own. As a real estate investor, I have to tell you, I care less about owning
Right.
because put your money where it's growing It's not always growing in real estate, A. And B, and this is what I talk to you about all the time, when you own, you over-own.
Right.
So if your mortgage is $2,500 a month, me and you both know it's
Yeah.
going to $5,000 because you're
Right.
fixing this up, you're fixing
Right.
that. You can literally spend $2,500 a month just thinking you need to fix stuff
Right.
up.
Yeah. The rental as a choice thing is Rob Kent,
I knew it.
who's
Yep.
developing this project, and that's because Rob, he's a California guy, and he rented for 14
There you
years.
go.
So he experienced rental as a choice because he lived it. But it goes back to what you were talking about, the 70-year-old resident. At some point in time, you don't want to mow your lawn anymore. You don't want to. Yeah.
Raise your hand every time he says something.
I'm at that point right now, and I'm only 48, and
I
I'm
was gonna say,
ready.
I'm at that point too. But,
I am ready to sell my house, and I am
It's
ready
just
to
the-
rent.
it's just- oh, God.
It is the upkeep and the maintenance of what we have to deal with on Long Island. It's probably all over. Us
Literally
like that, but
this
it's
weekend,
just-
I had
it's
2 bathrooms
intense.
go. 2 bathrooms go. You
Yeah.
know this. Or maybe you didn't know
No.
that. And between all that, I had 2 bathrooms go. Seriously, leaks through the ceiling, the whole thing.
And that's the
Brand new
great
house.
part. You make a phone call. There's a guy up there taken care of. So
Right.
that's, and then you have the underground parking. So on a rainy day like this, you don't have to get wet. You drive in underneath, and our bridge should be finished on Wednesday. So that it should be very close to having being able to live that experience. You drive in underneath, and you don't get wet. You take an elevator up to your place, and it's fantastic. So
That means no shoveling,
When-
Karen. Karen, that means no shoveling.
When
no-
can I move in? Because I live right up the hill.
I'm on the
and
list, girl.
I would totally move there.
Yeah, well, it's we are actually on our website. It's shipyardportjeff.com.
Okay.
We're taking signups now. We're not committing to anything, but what we'll do is we're going to have a sort of a pre-leasing event when we get a little bit closer and we have a model built and people can get a sense. So anybody who's signed up, they can we'll invite them to a pre-leasing
sign up.
event.
It did?
He did.
You did?
Of course. You don't know how dead. He knows before he even put a shovel in the ground.
So that is there right now, and the intent is to be able to invite people in so they can kind of
check it out.
get an idea about what it's going to be about, and then see if they're interested.
Amazing.
So the scope of this project is how many apartments?
It's 112 apartments, 42 one-bedrooms, and 70 two-bedrooms.
Good mix.
Okay.
Good mix. Shared space will include the roof, right?
Yeah, you have that rooftop amenity, but
This workout room.
there's fitness, there's dog washing station, there's
say dog?
Yeah.
dog
all
washing station.
Oh my God.
So how genius is that?
Love that.
Yeah,
There was something else too that was really cool.
Well, there's a community room. There's let me
The
think.
underground parking. That's what it was. That's big.
Yeah, there's
Community
pretty
room.
big.
Tell me a little bit more.
So
what that looks like.
it's really, this is a pretty interesting process for us right now because you're talking about what amenities work and what amenities you'd like to see. So we have a lot of pretty cool amenities planned out, and then we're designing the building itself with what we call a modern maritime theme. So we're taking some maritime elements and architectural pieces, and then having a modern feel to it. So all those amenities and community spaces are fit in within the context of that modern maritime theme. Like there was I think it was 1912 or something like that they found these plans for part of a ship that it was beams that go across and kind of comes in a box shape. So they took the actual plans and then they wanted to make that into a roof grid. So there's going to be on the ceiling you see that
Very cool.
So a lot of
Incorporation of these elements.
yeah, and the
that are
history of Port
maritime.
Jefferson, because that design was from a ship that was built
Brilliant.
here.
Love
Okay.
it.
So there's a lot of cool elements.
So
like
here's
that.
the thing, right? Now when this is done, so 112 and 70, you said 112 total, right?
112 total.
Let me just use a round number. So 240 new people are in the village.
Right.
Coming down, walking on the sidewalks, infiltrating into the village, eating in the restaurants, listening to the music, buying from the merchants. And then, you see how that works? And that's what makes the village even more vibrant.
Yeah.
I feel. I mean, is there any negativity coming? How could there be?
No. I
How
don't.
could they be?
I mean, I don't think so. And in comparison,
Are you blocking anybody's view when you put that up? That would
what
be.
was there?
I don't think so.
It's 4 stories, right?
No, it's 3 stories.
Yeah,
3
you couldn't
stories,
go
so-
4, right?
No, it would. I think it's what is it? 35 feet from the base to the
35,
roof
yeah.
line or whatever. That's
Okay.
the.
Okay.
Is
So-
that a Brookhaven rule or a Suffolk rule?
I think it's a village rule.
It's a village rule.
Yeah.
I'll talk. I know the mayor. Let me talk to her. I mean, honestly,
Yeah, I think it would be. I think it would be a lot to go into redesign right now.
Yes.
You know, I think we
It's
are.
a little late for that. Kev.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll throw lights up to give it that look.
I mean, I had attended the public forums that Tritec had held at the Village Center, and I got to see some of the drawings and the designs, and it was gorgeous.
yeah,
It
we're
was
showing in the
beautiful.
background right now some of these designs because it is beautiful as your other project was. I fully expected this would be. Well, you're gonna have to one up that one.
Yeah.
Because this is Port Jeff.
Yeah. I mean, it is a different because this is. On the water. It has, it's North Shore. We feel like there's definitely a distinction between
Definitely.
North Shore and South Shore architecture, which is funny because we're doing a project in Ronkonkoma, which is right in the middle. And we have elements of North Shore and South Shore
Mixed
architecture
into that.
mixed into it to kind
Right.
of say, like, this is the central point of Long Island. And so you have flavors from both sides coming in and sort of defining what's in the middle.
Right.
It's pretty neat.
The Ronkonkoma project, is that near the train station?
It is. It's 50 acres that surround the train station. It'll be 145 1,450 residential units. Wow. I think about 200,000.
You won't
square feet of
recognize
retail.
Long Island in 2025. It's already 2017. So.
Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way because
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
not
you
the right
have,
thing.
like in order to preserve the farms and the open space and stuff like that, you kind of have to change the plan where it's not just single family homes spreading out, spreading out. And you're seeing the villages become that much more important, and that much more vibrant. And they're the places that everybody wants to be. So it's it's really pretty neat.
It is neat integration, but the commuter aspect of Ronkonkoma is fantastic. So I expect that to be very popular. Right?
And even
Yeah.
here, because I mean,
Well, if they electrify them, have you heard anything more about that?
I have not heard anything just
That's
since
what they need to
since
do.
the hearings that you guys had. But I know that Rob Kent, the developer, says you could actually from our project, but anywhere in Port Jeff, you could walk to Boston. So if you take you could walk onto this ferry, walk onto the train, and take the train to Boston. So you essentially could walk from Port Jefferson to Boston in a day.
That's really cool.
You wouldn't think of it, but
Right.
it is actually something you could actually do. So
yeah, but I mean, people that
Can I just tell you
do
that's
business over
that's our springtime project. You and I.
Yeah.
We're going to take a camera crew with us.
And we're gonna go.
Or because of our budget, a GoPro.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have a camera crew.
really nice, but really
we don't
nice
have a camera.
GoPros. though.
GoPro. Exactly.
That's it.
And we're gonna start over there, and we'll do it.
We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
Sounds
lot
like
to see in
sounds like
Boston.
a lot of fun. Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot to see in Boston. So
I know.
that's very cool.
But I was just going to say about Ronkonkoma, that's the second busiest train station on the Long Island Railroad. 17,000 commuters a day go out of that station. So that's going to be, and really, when you think about it, what's there right now, it's why it's not capturing any of the imaginations of those 17,000 people. So we hope to do that.
No. They feel like on Monday morning when it's 3 degrees on a platform. We got to give them something more to look forward to. I'm sure you guys will. All right, what else do you want our audience to know about this project right here locally, or for that matter, anything else that Tritec stands for in Port Jeff? I know the Coglins, your CEO, is from Port Jeff. They're a big part of the village, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So one of the things that we like to do, you talked about the symbiotic relationship that we have in Patchogue with the restaurants and businesses along Main Street down in Patchogue. We want to do the same thing in Port Jeff. So as of, I guess, in the next few months, when we get more into the framing part of this project, we're going to have a lot of different contractors on site. And we want right now to be able to offer the businesses in the village the opportunity to maybe capture some of that business, because a lot of those guys are going to have to go to lunch. A lot of those guys are going to want to come back here for dinner because it's such a beautiful village,
Right.
And we want as the residents that we're hoping to have in our project, the average estimated income is about $100,000 a year. So that's going to add money into the village. But we hope that the businesses want to capture some of the money that's going to be here over the course of construction.
Phase.
So I definitely want. I'm going to be walking around in the next couple of weeks, talking to businesses. One of the things that we would like to do, we have these business cards that we'll hand out to our subcontractors, and then if restaurants would like, they can put a little sticker in the window of the restaurant that says, they welcome the Shipyard. And then when the subcontractors come in, they can hand them the business card that says that they're from the project, and maybe, whatever it is, if they want to offer them a discount or something, but to help them to capture the business,
It's a great idea.
I think you'll get a lot of reaction on that.
And then one of the things that we wanted to do after that is if the businesses put the cards in an envelope or something like that, we can collect them, and then we'll give the chamber $1 for every card they collect. So this way, it's a nice fundraiser for the chamber. It lets us know if the guys are shopping in the village, and it lets the restaurant collect a couple of more, tables during the week.
It's a win-win all around for everybody.
Somehow we'll integrate with you on that too, and we'll spread the word.
Yes.
And some of the restaurant folks we have on the show, we'll perpetuate that.
Fantastic.
We're all about the circle of life and win-win-win.
Yeah, well, that's the nice part about what you guys are doing with this radio show, and you were talking about media before, is that the way that media has evolved, it allows everybody to work in a really collaborative fashion because it's so much easier to reach out.
It's an open window, with the tagging process in social media. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's changed forever.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of kids, and people say like, "Oh, it ruins the kids, and they can't talk to each other, and they don't know how to talk on the phone." But they know how to communicate in ways that.
Yep. And just quickly on that subject, it's funny. They are just, we don't realize it, but they're discovering things internally. It's going through wires, literally, but it's a new way of discovering. I have new hope for the children.
I do too. I mean, listen, I have a teenage son, and social media, you just have to teach them how to use it correctly and effectively. It can be really
like anything else.
It's an awesome tool for their generation.
Very exciting times.
Yeah, you just have to use it effectively. So.
Okay. Did you hear the bell?
I did.
Great.
Phone's
Perfect
ringing.
timing.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris, for coming
Thank
on.
you.
We're
Thank
very
you.
excited about your project. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very
And we'll
much.
have you again. Keep giving us updates and give our
Great.
audience updates. Thank
Great.
you so
Yeah,
much.
this is
Thank you.
awesome. Thank you.